Everyone knows what I'm talking about. So, welcome to January 2016 edition of Sunset Trails Cub Scout Roundtable Breakout. Thank you for being here. Nice small crowd, intimate gathering. Start with sign-ins. We do have a few new folks, right? You've been here before?
I don't come here a lot. I've been once.
How many years ago?
Last year.
Okay. Well, we do sign-ins for a whole host of reasons. The most important one is that I will send you an email at the end of the day, a pointer to a location. I realize I never actually demonstrated this to you guys. A pointer to a location on a Google Drive where you can find all of our handouts, slide sets. I have leader guides from last year's camps. This is Camp Clark, Butte Creek, and all the other things that we're going to talk about today. There for you. You can sort them as a list. You can sort them by visually. Your kind of good thing. So that's one of the things. So please do sign in. If I have your email address, you've been getting stuff from me. Go ahead and write same if it hasn't changed. It's all fine. We'll get this thing going. And there are two other reasons why we do sign-ins. One is if you're working on Scouter's training or Scouter's Key, like you saw out there. A couple people learned that today. There are requirements in there to engage with your district or council at things like Roundtable. So hey, look, you're already here. And on top of that, your pack essentially gets credit too, because we're tracking how many packs are coming, how many packs aren't coming, and if we don't see a pack for a long time, we're going to reach out and we're going to say, hey, why don't you come to Roundtable? It's fun. So, for those of you who haven't been for a while, don't know me, I've forgotten. My name is Mike Volz. I'm your Cub Scout Roundtable Commissioner. I'm often joined by Daryl Crossman. He is on the other side of the hallway teaching Internet Advancement today. And often also joined by Chris May. He couldn't be here today to be with us. But we are your Roundtable team. We are your resources. If you have questions, you have concerns, something's not working right, please feel free to send us an email, give us a phone call, whatever floats your boat. We're here to help. And I say that pretty much every month. So, given that, what are we going to talk about today? I want to start with some news. I'm going to mix it up just a little bit because, I don't know, I feel like mixing it up a little bit. Start with a few news items. I've been asked to a couple of points to really cover these as best I can, so don't fall asleep first off the bat. There's some good stuff coming. And then I'm going to switch into the awards. I like to do awards because I like to guide my scouts to earning awards. So we're going to talk about the National Summertime Award, and that goes really well with the topic today of summertime activities and summer camp especially. So we'll cover that. Of course, we as scouters can't earn the National Summertime Award, so we're going to talk about the Silver Awards. There are 3. It should go quickly because they're not terribly complex. So we'll cover that. And we'll talk about the February appointed Scout Law, the theme that BSA National Council has identified for this. Since we're in January, we're looking forward to February. They've identified that for February. And then we'll do a cheer at a game because I get good positive feedback about that from people. And we'll jump right into our summer meetings and our summer camps and wrap up some final thoughts and resources. Any questions before I get started? Things you'd really love to know? I'll just go.
You can tell us the news and then we'll find out.
Okay, the news, sports and weather. First and foremost, we are heading towards recruitment season. Next month at Roundtable, we're going to be talking about spring recruitment. In the past few years, we have had a very lackluster result for the most part overall, district-wide, council-wide, in terms of spring recruitment. It's been really kind of tough. And one of the things the council's doing is they're offering these really neat incentives for spring recruitment 2017. And it goes something like, if you recruit 6 Tiger Cubs, 6 Cub Scouts I think it is, you get to go to a thing for free. And a thing for free could be an overnighter at the World of Speed in Wilsonville, which is brand new. There's an overnighter, I believe, at Aubrey Lodge. And I'm not kidding you, this is free. Your pack is to go for free as far as I know. Heather Cooper Crossman knows more about this, being the district membership person. But in about 2 weeks or so, it was going to be yesterday, and they rescheduled it. Thank goodness. Wednesday, February 1st, at Godfather's Pizza and Barrows. They had to reschedule it. They had to relocate it. The whole thing. They're going to have council guys. I think it's Scott Mischke's doing this. They're going to have a meeting, tell you all about it, let you know what's going on, help you understand what this is all about, what the requirements are. I highly recommend somebody from each pack attend to get the information and go back to their units with, hey, this is a great opportunity, because it really is. And there is a registration. This is basically a link to a spreadsheet on a Google Drive, I believe, that you can just put your name in and say, I'll be here, and there are different tabs at the bottom if you're in Albany or if you're in whatever. So it's a really great thing. We really want to encourage spring recruitment this year. As you heard Bonnie mention really quickly, spring product sales coming up next month. They're going to have the training as well as the last day for early bird deadline for putting in your order. As per usual, it's World's Finest Chocolates, it's Tillamook Country Smoker Meats. There is a sign-up link here at the bottom that's still valid. There is some good information there. Tell your candy beef czar, whoever they are, that's in charge of this. This is coming out. Those are a few dates. Next February 9th. Again, the training, unit level training in this building, 6:30 p.m. Kelly and Bonnie are heading that up, as well as it's a good idea to come with an idea of what you want to purchase, what you want to start with at least. And get that early bird registration. Product orders are due as of February 10th. That's the Friday after, so get that quick. The week after products arrive, and then the sale starts February 18th. So, questions? Kind of similar to last year. Dates are a little switched. It's all good.
Sorry, so the early bird registration deadline is the 9th. When can you start registering?
I believe you can
Already.
start now.
Yeah.
Tonight.
I think so,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
But this is the last day.
The last day.
So you can probably call, Kelly or Bonnie up, or give them an email, and they'll probably help you out, especially if you know what you want. Some of our packs that haven't done this before or whatever may come and say, I don't know what this is all about. So Anthony wanted me to mention this to you, that if you are a Weebelow's Den Leader, Arrow of Light Den Leader traditional pack, we want you to come to Camp Reed. Come and visit if you haven't before. This is especially for packs that haven't done this very often in the past. My pack goes and usually sends a contingent every year, and we have some troops that we negotiate with back and forth each year.
And that's Weebelow's 1 and 2?
That's right. So if your boy is currently in the 4th grade in traditional pack, they can go to the Camp Reed event in May. Or in theory, if they're Arrow of Light, they should probably be rolled over by then, I think.
I guess you're right. Yes.
So if you've got a 3rd grader, it's a little early. I have seen a few go, definitely with mom and dad, but yeah, like they're right at the end of Bear. It seems a little much, right? But if you haven't done this before, contact Anthony and say, hey, I've got a group of Weebelows here, and we don't have an invite from a troop, because traditionally it's an invite thing from a troop that hosts the Weebelows Den. So we're going to work at a district level to try to connect those packs and those dens up with troops so that we can have more Weebelow scouts go to Camp Reed. Via phone, via email, let him know, and he'll get you connected with a host troop, if you will. Questions?
You said visit, do they go for the day or is it the whole?
It's actually an overnight usually.
Right.
They can go visit for the day if they want and come home, that's cool, but typically it's an overnight. And then the Boy Scouts arrive on Friday evening, set up camp. Overnight, Saturday is all activities, all the time. And then overnight Sunday, wake up, I think they have a chapel and breakfast, and then it's pack up and go. It might be a little bit less time frame for Cub Scouts. I haven't been yet, this will be my first time. So. Any other questions? It's good stuff, promise you. All right, let's talk about that National Summertime Award. We're talking about summer stuff this month, and this really works really well. The National Summertime Award is designed to encourage your pack, all of our packs nationwide, to have a year-round scouting program for our youth members. The idea is to bridge the gap between the end of one school year and the beginning of the next. And it doesn't have to be formal, it doesn't have to be every week or even on a regular basis. It's just, we should do something. The award applies to all packs, doesn't matter what your charter organization is, doesn't matter how many scouts you are. If you're a registered chartered pack, your dens, your scouts are eligible to earn this. There are 3 awards built into this one. There's a pack level award. Pack level is simplest. Have at least one event during each summer month that you invite the entire pack to.
Don't you have to have at least one scout show up?
There is no attendance requirement that I'm aware of. It literally says plan and conduct. So I guess, can you conduct it if nobody shows? I don't know.
It's usually your own child.
We did disc golf last August, and we had 2 Cub Scouts show up. You know what? We had fun. Who cares?
What we've done on ours for at least one of them is, Al's always does that. You sign up on their webpage, you get free bowling for kids.
Ah, there you go.
And so
Absolutely.
basically adults show up, we order a large nacho, everybody goes bowling. We usually get a big turnout.
Oh, cool. I like it. And that's one of the points I'm going to make real quick is that it doesn't have to be an outdoor activity. It can be an indoor activity. Bowling is perfectly.
We usually do it in
acceptable.
July when it's really hot.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
July.
You get nice air conditioning, right?
And Al's is always cold.
So the pack thing is at least one activity per summer month. I'll get to this in a second. Summer months are June, July, August. Period. And then for a den, you can earn that yellow ribbon right here and put it on your den flag, your den doodle, what have you. And that is to have at least half of your den members attend at least one pack or den activity. Again, notice this, or den activity. So if you're a den leader, you can host a sleepover, a Star Wars movie night, whatever. Boom, you're ready to go. Individual scouts can earn these pins up here, so I'll get to in just a second. If they attend, again, at least one pack or den activity during each summer month. Summer camp counts. Day camp, resident camp, all pack camp, going camping with your pack or your den, that all counts.
So you're already registered camps count.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So, and we try to be reasonable, and if we have so for instance, a 5-day stretch or 6-day stretch at Camp Clark that bridges July and August, we count that as 1 month of activity, whichever one makes the most sense. Double dipping, a week at Camp Clark's a big deal, but still 1 month thing. So summer camp counts, months are June, July, August. All registered Cub Scouts are eligible to earn the award, the individual award. Can be done once per summer. Again, the ribbon, the flag, for the den doodle, each scout earns the pin. The pin color is interesting. The pin color, you'll notice there are 4 up there, orange, red, green, and blue. And it's associated with where is it?
Right in the middle.
Thank you. The rank that they just earned. So if you're in a traditional unit and you have a bunch of first graders and they go through, they earn their tiger, let's say they earn it in April, yay, and then they go to camp and they do things throughout the summer, they will earn the orange tiger pin.
Darn it, we did it wrong.
Oh, Neil, you're killing me.
Well, here's well,
It's,
I don't want to contradict you, Mike, but
I have
if you do a
references.
great job and recruit a tiger den for the summer, you have to give them orange.
Hold on, I've got references and I have that exception covered.
Okay.
All right. So that's the way, and this is contrary to the Outdoor Activity Award, the big packs that you'll see some Cub Scouts wearing, where they work towards the requirement for the requirements for the rank that they're currently working on. So there's a weird thing there. The pin's worn on that right pocket flap. If the Outdoor Activity Award is worn, also an earned, then the pin goes right through it, stabs right through it. The application's right there. Okay. To speak to Rob's point, and to clarify for Neil, this is directly from airbadge.org, and this information comes straight from, I believe, the Guide to Advancement. So this is basically, once you've attained the tiger rank, you graduated first grade, you go through the summer, you earn that orange thing, and so on and so forth. The gap that Rob is talking about is you recruit a tiger cub, let's say June 1st. It's, they're going to become a tiger cub. They're going to summer camp for the first time. They're all excited. They haven't earned their tiger rank yet. They probably haven't even earned bobcat. And yet you want them to participate in these activities. Our council has a segment that you can award them to cover that basis. It's not the same as a pin, but it does give you something to give to that scout. Rob's looking a little.
I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah. This is how BSA National says it should be done. Now, granted, the segment is council only, so if other councils may have other things or not. But this is my best understanding. Again, there are references in the Guide to Advancement, as well as the table comes from this meritbadge.org page. Meritbadge.org is one of my favorite references, by the way. Great site. And to speak to a few of the points, the activities don't need to be complicated or expensive. You can go hiking, you can go on a bike ride. Model rockets are great, about $8, $10 for a model rocket thing, and kids love to do that. Disc golf, I mentioned, is pretty much free. Bring a frisbee, you're good to go. Mini golf, you're talking $5 to play a game. Like I said, if you're a den leader, you can invite people over for a movie screening and pizza. You can go bowling. It's just the fact that you offer this opportunity to your scouts, whether it be the pack or the den. And as pack leaders, it's kind of important for us to try to offer as many, I think, opportunities as we can, because if you only schedule one event, June, July, August each, and Billy Cub Scout can't make it, well, then Billy Cub Scout's out of luck. I like to schedule 2 simple things each month. Maybe geocaching and a summer camp, and maybe a hike and a bike ride, and something else. To mix it up, make sure there are different dates that those scouts can take advantage of, because they might be going on vacation, they might get sick, these things happen. Questions?
I just have a comment. When I first started with the pack I'm with, we never did anything in the summer.
Right.
I started doing this the first summer, the average attendance was 2.
Yeah.
It was, wasn't that great, but the thing was, we did the activities. The next summer, everyone knew it was coming. So the next summer, the average attendance was 6. And, now we generally get 10 in the summer for our activities. So I encourage you to try to do this, and when it's your son and one other scout that shows up, just think, hey, but next year it's going to be better when people are used to having Cub Scouts in the summer.
And to extend to that, we found that there are times where you'll schedule something and you'll think it's going to be great. For instance, disc golf, for my case, last summer. It sounded like fun, it was new, it was easy, it was cheap, and nobody showed up. Literally, myself, my kid, and another scout and my parents. We still had fun. Don't be discouraged. We had the same thing happen the year before with a hike that was scheduled. It ended up being a 105-degree day, and we scheduled it for Silver Falls, an hour's drive away. And it was about 2 days before we realized nobody's coming, and so we rescheduled it for the morning and decided to go to Tryon instead, and we had half a pack. So, finding that balance, right? Why are people not going to show up? Try to do sign-up lists, stuff like that. So thanks for the comment. Anybody else?
Just
Yeah.
in case, we did stuff over the summer, but I didn't do any.
You can go back and do it
You
now.
can go back and
Yep,
do it.
absolutely.
Last summer.
And there's your link right there, and you'll have access to this.
We do July and August all the time, but I don't think we've ever done anything for June.
And it
I don't
could
know
be, it could be
what
like a
their
simple
calendar is.
factor
I don't
of
know.
scheduling something in June, like a simple hike on a
We
Saturday.
just
Or,
picked up the zoo in June, because it
Yeah.
was before people kind of went off for vacation, kind of the weekend
Yeah,
after
absolutely.
school let out, just to go to the zoo as a group and.
Thank you.
and
We
discover
usually meet up through the week before school gets out, so this year maybe we'll have July 3rd.
That's right.
I got
You'll be in school through July.
Nothing through this side of here.
So one other thing I'll throw out as an example of something we did that was easy is, we have a hike and bike trail near where we meet and all the kids live. And so we just went for a bike hike. And so the kids just ride up with their parents, we ride for an hour, we all go back to it. I mean, it can be that simple.
Yep.
We didn't know RSVP, nothing, just show up,
Yeah.
We
just think similar with, there's a THPRD parking lot on Denny and 217 right there on the west side of that. And we gathered there, we did a quick bike inspection, a safety check, helmets, all that. Bike down to Metzger Park in Tigard, spent a little time in the park, came back up. We started at 10 a.m., we were done by noon, home for lunch. Perfectly great, gets the boys out, gets some fresh air. We invited all the siblings, all the family members, grandpa came, whatever. It's all good. Okay, I'm going to move on. We can't earn the outdoor summertime, the National Summertime Award as a adult leader. We can guide our scouts to earn it, but we can't earn it. One of the things that we can be bestowed with, if we are awesome scouters, is a silver award. There are 3 I wanted to let you guys know. Some of you probably know about this, some may not. There's the Silver Beaver is a council level award, the Silver Antelope is the regional award, and the Silver Buffalo is the Big Kahuna, is the national. This is the top level BSA recognition, and it's based on the military model. You're asking to ask yourself, why is it silver and not gold? Silver, in many ways, in a lot of places, including the military, is has a higher ranking than gold. If you look at things like first lieutenant is a silver bar, outranked second lieutenant with a gold bar, and you'll see that throughout scouting. You'll find the Cubmaster patch. Anybody have a Cubmaster patch? Rob's got.
No,
Rob, where's your
not in this
Cubmaster?
uniform. Sorry to let you down.
The Cubmaster patch is trimmed in silver, as opposed to the ones that I wear as committee chair. The den leaders are all trimmed in gold. Cubmaster is trimmed in silver. The Eagle Scout Award is trimmed in silver. There isn't a bit of gold in it, I don't think. Silver Eagle Palms require 15 merit badges to earn, as opposed to gold is 10, I think, isn't it? Something like that. So the silver is the highest Eagle Palm you can earn. So that's why it's silver. It kind of mirrors that military thing. There are places where that doesn't ring true. The most obvious one is JTE. So, it kind of mixes and matches a little bit. Silver Beaver is one that you will see, I wouldn't say quite often, but it's not terribly uncommon if you get into district and council level things. You'll see that floating around, especially if you go to Wood Badge. Given to those who implement the scouting program, perform community service through hard work, self-sacrifice, dedication, and note the many years of service. There's no minimum year requirement, but it becomes a judgment call. Has there been many years? Has there been hard work? It's given to those who do not actively seek it. And all of these are by nomination only. If you nominate yourself, that's grounds for immediate dismissal, essentially. This one is the newest one. It was created in 1930. I think it's the newest one. Oh, no, it's not. Second newest one. Created in 1931, and over 50,000, last I got a count to date. You must be registered with the Boy Scouts of America in some capacity. Could be as simple as merit badge counselor, could be a district commissioner, could be a den leader. And in fact, I saw a den leader earn the district award of merit a couple of years ago. I don't know about Silver, but if you think you know somebody, your district council, your unit, whatever, that should be considered, there's a nomination form down here. The link down there at the bottom for each of these. One level up is the Silver Antelope. A little bit different verbiage. Created a little bit later, 1942. There used to be a female's version of this. There was like a Silver Doe. I'm using this one of the Beaver, and it's of course gone gender neutral at this point. But this is essentially very, very similar, just the area or region. Recipients, again, must be registered with Boy Scouts of America. Again, there is a link down here if you think you know somebody who volunteers at the region or area level that deserves that recognition. I could not find statistics on how many of these have been issued, but the going wisdom is that it's very restrictive because they usually only offer one per area per year. And we are in Area 1 Western Region, so it's pretty exclusive. So be aware of that. And the big kahuna is the Silver Buffalo. Truly noteworthy, extraordinary service to youth, highest commendation, invaluable contributions, lots of big words here. This is the oldest one, created in 1926. And if you think about this, it's been around for about 90 years and not quite under 1,000 have been issued to date. There's a Wikipedia page out there that lists all of the known Silver Buffalo recipients. And if you go and start looking through that, you'll see names that you recognize. Big names. Bill Gates, for instance. Other people of that ilk. And the interesting one is that recipients do not need to be registered with Boy Scouts of America. Just a little thing there. So again, the nomination for it is down there at the bottom. Questions? Pretty clear, right? All right, very good. Again, if you know somebody who is you think should be nominated, should be considered, don't hesitate to fill out a form. It doesn't cost anything, it doesn't hurt anything. And when you do fill out a form like this, leave everything on the table, put it all out there, really explain why this person deserves this award, because the people reading the nomination form might not know the person that you know, or know them as well as you know them, all the things that they're involved in. All right, we're in January, we're looking forward to February and planning hopefully our PAC meetings or DEN meetings. The point of the Scout Law for February is reverent. It's actually very appropriate, as February is the Scouting anniversary. We have our Blue and Golds, we have Scout Sunday, Scout Sabbath, all those sorts of things. So the 11th edition of the Boy Scout Handbook says Scout is reverent towards God, and this is one of the ones that I really like to impart to our Cub Scouts: faithful religious duties and respecting the beliefs of others. There's a lot of depth to be had here when you discuss what reverent is to your Cub Scouts. There's a lot of places you can take this. When you're a Cub Master doing a Cub Master's Minute, if you're a den leader looking to integrate this into your meeting, there are a lot of places you can go. There are a lot of things you can find out there. I've got a few recommendations. I'll get to that in a second. Do you have recommendations right now? Ideas for how you can pull reverent into your monthly activities, not just your PAC meeting. First and foremost, especially if you're chartered by a church, attend Scout Sunday. If you haven't in the past, reach out to the pastor, the minister, the priest, whoever it is, and ask, can we attend Scout Sunday on, I think it's January 5th this year. Or if you have a Jewish heritage, that's the kind of the Scouts that you have, our Jewish faith, Scout Sabbath is the Saturday following. I was in a troop as a youth that was started by a Christian church, and one of the things we did every year, it was kind of a big event for us actually, was we all went in our uniforms and attended Scout Sunday service. It's a fairly small church actually. We had about a 50 youth troop. And it was kind of a big deal for us to go and have a big presence. It's kind of one of our ways of saying thank you for sponsoring us. We also did service projects, but it's one of those things that I always felt was very good to go and have a presence and say, yes, we really respect what you do here, and thank you for having us. Have a scout lead an opening prayer at your pack meeting or your den meeting, that sort of thing. Celebrate the diversity that exists in your pack. And promote participation in the Cub Scout Religious Awards program. If you guys see those blue knots floating around, you know, it takes a lot of work oftentimes. And when you get one scout who has an interest in that, it starts to snowball a little bit. Some of the other scouts go, oh, that's kind of cool, I'd like to do that. At least let the parents know, let the scouts know that this program exists and they can participate in it. Some adventures that relate to Reverend, outside of the obvious duty to God ones. There are a few here, and I think I got that right. There are some elements of respecting others and respecting other people's faiths and things like that in there. Take a look at those. I'm pretty sure I didn't goof that list up. Most importantly, if you see out there in the Google world anything that relates to the Cub Scout faith core value, that obviously relates very tightly to Reverend. And there are probably lots of things out there in the world that still talk about those 12 core values, which I've always said that what they did to create the core values is they took the Scout law and shoved it through a thesaurus, and out popped all these other words, and to kind of trace back. So the February theme for BSA National Council is Passport to Other Lands. It's really just respecting other cultures, other faiths, and I think one of the neat things you could do if you've got time now to start planning that blue and gold banquet, if you haven't already, is think about doing maybe some sort of a food or custom celebration at your blue and gold banquet to celebrate other customs, other people, other religions, and other traditions. Be a good month to do that. I love the fried chicken and the pizza as much as anybody else, but you could really embrace what other cultures are doing. So that is the theme, and I'm going to do a quick cheer here for you guys. Everybody stand up real quick with me. Stand up and read the silent cheer. It's a lot of fun, and this is a good one if you're a Cub Master and you have a headache. You put your hands up, you're on a roller coaster, and you've got to be silent though, and you got to scream. That's the silent cheer. For the Cub Master with a headache. And I got a game for you. If you're not familiar with Turtle Tag, I always kind of make fun of tag because that's the game that happens if you don't have a game for a gathering activity. And it's always cacophonous, and it's always ridiculous. And as long as you have a couple of adults to actually run the game, it can be fun. This is a great example of that. Turtle Tag is where one person starts with it as it, and everybody else has 5 seconds or so to get away from it. Where's my cursor? And here's the key. If it tags another player, and that player is frozen in place and must act like a turtle and has been fallen on its back, flipped over, legs, hands up to the sky. Can't move, right? To get unfrozen, two people who are not tagged, not frozen, not it, two, have to run and unfreeze the frozen player by grabbing the player's hands and feet and rolling them over. And then they can get back up and get back into the game. That is Turtle Tag. It will entertain scouts for at least 20 minutes, I guarantee you. Questions? Ideas? Go for it. See if it'll work. Probably work really well at the tack level. If you have a den of 4, not so much. Okay.
Hi everybody, this is Mike with a quick postscript. At the top left of your screen, you can click and watch the second part of this presentation. On the top right, you can click and view our Putting the Outing in Scouting presentation from University of Scouting 2016. On the bottom left, there's a link to our mini breakout on the National Summertime Award. And finally, if you're not yet subscribed, click on the bottom right and you'll be subscribed to receive updates. It's all good stuff. Thanks for watching.